White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. It is Kids Day here at Wright Field. Great to have everybody here at the ballpark, young and old alike. The White Sox and Astros get set for Game 3 of this series. The White Sox dropped the first two to the Astros in this run, looking to salvage one here and avoid the sweep on Munetaka Murakami bobblehead day. Should be a fun one. Welcome into the ballpark, everybody. I'm Connor McKnight. Great to have you with us. The White Sox have lost 2 straight and only scored 10 in their last 4, but it's been difficult to keep the bats down for too long. Of note, while the White Sox have been scuffling some, they still hold a game-and-a-half lead in the Central as the Guardians have lost 4 in a row. That's some good news. Also good news, Brooke Fletcher's down on the field, and she's here to walk us through how the offense for the White Sox has not stayed down long for big stretches at any point this year. Brooke?
Well, Connor, the White Sox lineup has been a little feast or famine as of late, but Will Venable told me this is the part of the season where you got to dig deep. They call it the dog's days of summer, where you're not only tested physically, but mentally as well. But if you look at the numbers, they kind of reflect that. If you look at the last 14 games, they're 7-7. In those 7 wins, they're averaging around 7 runs per game. And then those losses, around 1 run per game. Will told me that he is not worried. One good thing is that they have a young group, the guys that bring the energy every single day. But in this stretch of August and September, this is where they're really going to be battle tested. He said we need these guys to be locked in, stick with their approach, and that consistency will come. And speaking of consistency, how about Erick Fedde? He has been really good on the mound. Can he get the win for the White Sox in this series finale? If not for us, hey, do it for the kids. It's Kids Day on CHSN. John and Steve will have more next.
AWS AI is transforming.
Fox Baseball on Chicago Sports Network is presented by Toyota. Visit your local Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Let's go places. By Davis Law Firm, your Chicago lawyer. By Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more. Welcome inside the ballpark on this Sunday afternoon as the White Sox looking to get a win in the finale against the Astros. Here's the pitching matchup. On the left, it's Ronel Blanco. This is just his 2nd start of the season since coming off of Tommy John surgery. So we're not sure what to expect out of him, but Erick Fedde, we know what we're going to get. He has been money over these last few months, hoping to bring it again and get a win for the Sox to close out this series. What is up, everybody? Welcome inside the booth alongside my guy. He is Steve Stone. I'm John Schriffen. Of course, it is Kids Day here on this Sunday, so we're always looking forward to our kid who will read off the starting lineup. But on the mound, Erick Fedde hopes to give the White Sox a good start. He's been so good over these last few months.
And the Sox wanted consistency, which is why they brought him back to this ball club, and that's what he's been, especially over the last 10. He's been close to brilliant. You look at the numbers and realize how good he has been with an ERA of 2.68. Now, we say appearances because he's used as a bulk reliever as well as a starter. The whip at 133, strikeouts and walks pretty good. A little about 2.5 to 1, which is somewhat what you're looking for. And Erick Fedde's got to go out and hold them at bay today. The wind is going to be a factor. It's blowing out toward left field.
Coming up, it is Kids Sunday here on CHSN. White Sox hoping to get a win in the finale of this series. There were lines to get in the ballpark today for Murakami's bobblehead. Did you get one?
These are the moments. Together they...
Welcome back. We're getting set for the start of the finale of this series. The Astros versus the White Sox here at Wright Field. A little hotter and a little more humid than we have seen so far over the course of this series. Ooh, backyard baseball is back. Love that. And is a family-friendly atmosphere here at the ballpark. The key today, though, you got to find a way to stay cool.
Well, that's certainly one of the keys, and the Sox are hoping that the lineup heats up because they've been pretty cool in the first 2 games and hasn't worked out very well. Houston is also playing for postseason chances. They're 2 games in back at Texas. They're in 2nd place in the West. Sox, as you know, up 3 in the loss column, which at the end of the day is the only column that really counts, with Cleveland 2nd and Minnesota just 3.5 games back in 3rd.
Astros have won a season-high 5 games in a row, as it seems like they are starting to figure things out in that tightly contested AL West. And the White Sox have been helped out because Cleveland has been kept losing to the Rays so far, as the fans are excited to get their hands on the Murakami first home run bobblehead here at the ballpark today.
They were lined up around the ballpark today, so it's going to be a late arriving crowd. But a crowd that's pretty happy to be here on what's turning into a very nice day for baseball. Hot and humid summer in the Midwest.
There it is, Murakami. Does it look like him?
Sure.
Very rare that you can get a bobblehead in your rookie season, but when you have a guy like Murakami who has done special things, it is well deserved.
And I'm sure he's pretty excited. He showed some signs of starting to break out of it in last night's ball game. The stroke seemingly has come back to him. He was on the shelf for 6 weeks. You lose that stroke. He'd hit 20 and driven in 40 before he went on the injured list, and now he appears to be back. So I would assume that he's going to hit the ball pretty well today off Blanco.
All right, so earlier, Murakami's parents throwing out the first pitch, Dad and Mom on the fly. That's a strike.
Mom's got a better arm than Dad.
See where the height comes from.
Yep.
Bring him out. Bring him out. Eric Fetty leads the White Sox on the field here on this Sunday afternoon, looking to get a win to close out this series.
Well, he's been very good, especially over the last 10. Anytime your ERA is around 2.5, you're getting the job done. And he was a guy that the Sox went to bring in stability, give them a veteran presence. He's done that, certainly, using his wisdom and his years to be able to impart that to some of the younger pitchers around. And so Eric Fetty has been everything the Sox wanted him to be when they brought him back for this second time.
Take a look at the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. Jeremy Pena leads things off at shortstop. Yordan Alvarez, who leads Major League Baseball in home runs, he'll be DHing today. Isaac Paredes at third. Jose Altuve second baseman. Lamont Wade Jr.'s at first. Yainer Diaz behind the plate. Taylor Trammell is in center. Cam Smith in right. And Zach DeZemzo in left field.
There's a look at Eric Fetty, who's looking to build on the last, about 6 weeks or so when he's been, if not untouchable, pretty close to it. This is 11th start, 21st appearance. Total of 93 innings overall, an ERA up over 4. So you look at the rest of the numbers, he's doing a pretty good job in what role he's been asked to fulfill. That's been the occasional bulk reliever as well as a starter. And this is how he's going to use his stuff. The sweeper at 37%. He'll use that mostly to the right-handers. Then he'll throw a lot of sinkers to the left-handers. He'll cut the ball inside on their hands. Then the changeup, and don't look for too many four-seamers. Let's take a look at the defense, and I will put some out there this lovely afternoon for baseball. It's Sam, Tristan, and Braden in the outfield left to right, with Miguel, Luis Angel, Chase, and Munataka at first base. Drew Romo's got the plate today, and we told you about Eric Fetty.
We've seen about half the times this year that the White Sox use an opener for Eric Fetty, but he's been pitching so well lately. He is going to start this ball game. First pitch on the way, and the sinker missing down to Jeremy Pena.
Pena's been swinging at a lot of first pitches, and he's parlayed that into 6 hits in 2 games. So he's been the hottest of all the red-hot Astros.
Steve, since the All-Star break, Jeremy Pena is 14 for 27. Hitting .519. He has really led this surge for the Astros.
And we do know that he can run, plus he's hitting ahead of Alvarez and Paredes. Alvarez has been held down in the series. Paredes hasn't.
Sweeper missing outside. 2 balls and a strike here to Pena. We last saw Eric Fetty on the mound Monday in Texas. Gave up 2 runs over 4 innings pitched, as he did not factor in the decision. White Sox eventually a 10-3 win over the Rangers. Sinker over the heart of the plate, and a full count to start this ball game. 3-2 to Pena. He unloads on this one. Back it goes to left. He has been the hottest hitter on the Astros. A leadoff home run.
Not exactly the way you wanted to start this one. And Pena, who's been hitting everything inside, just brings the hands in and unloads on it. That's our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay. That's a quick lead for the Astros.
Yordan Alvarez smokes that one foul. He has an 11-game on-base streak going coming into play today. And over the course of that streak, he's hitting .450 with 10 runs batted in. How'd you like to pitch the top 3 in this lineup?
Well, that's usually what makes the lineup go, and yet the Sox have held down Alvarez pretty well. But it's Pena they've had trouble with.
What's going to be the key here for Eric Fedde to have success against this lineup?
Well, he's not going to be able to fall behind these hitters, and he knows that. So he fell behind Pena. Falls behind Alvarez. And you've got Paredes, who's been all everything in this series, waiting in the on-deck circle.
Numbers for Yordan Alvarez in the first 2 games of this series. As the sinker finds the inside corner and another full count. Shake off from Fedde. Ready to deliver the pitch. Sweeper called a ball, but it looked pretty good. Drew Romo is going to challenge this. ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. And it lands. Nice job by Drew Romo. Call overturned.
This is a backdoor sweeper. He's trying to shave off the outside corner. He was able to do that.
How about that as a 3-2 pitch?
Nice spot for it.
All right, Steve, we already have a score update. The Rays a 1-0 win over the Guardians.
It was breakfast in Tampa. Is that what it was? It's a pretty early start. Cleveland was held to just 1 hit.
That's a good Rays team.
Yes, sir.
Sweeper missing down. 2 balls and a strike here to Isaac Paredes. White Sox have lost 3 of their last 4 games, looking to get back on track here. This one is popped up. It is Madrath from the outfield grass, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
The weather is presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 84 degrees with 70% humidity, and the wind is a factor blowing out toward left field. We saw that with Pena's home run. Mark Ripperger calls strikes 5% above major league average down.
Jose Altuve 3 for 9 so far in this 2-game series against the White Sox. Lifts this one in the air to left center. It is Peters moving to his right, calling for it. And a nice bounce back for Eric Fedde after giving up the leadoff home run.
Mobile became an icon.
My name is Marco Atanasio.
10 years old, and I'm attending to Harlem Middle School. The White Sox manager is Will Venable. Here's today's starting lineup. Leading off is Sam Antonacci. Batting second is Mooney. Hitting third is McGill Vargas. Batting cleanup, Braden Montgomery. Hitting fifth, Andrew Benintendi. Hitting sixth, Tristan Peters. Hitting seventh, Chase McGrath. Batting eighth, Luis Angel Acuna. Batting ninth, Drew Romo. Go Sox!
That's what I'm talking about, Marco. Love the energy as our youngster.
One remaining challenge.
First pitch was challenged. Now the Sox have one left. Someone had a good piece of the plate.
Well, Venable has told us that he still doesn't have rules in terms of when guys are able to challenge. He gives them the free rein to be able to do it when they want.
And the first pitch is interesting decision. And there is Ronald Blanco on for his second start. ERA not real good. He threw a no-hitter very early in his career, then went down for arm surgery, and that's how he's going to use his stuff. Curving the change with the four-seamer and slider. Now to lefties, they're going to see a lot of change-ups. The righties aren't going to see many changes.
Full count here to Antonacci to start it off. It's an important at bat because you just don't know what you're going to get from Blanco. Just his second start from coming off of Tommy John surgery.
Well, he did go into the 80s as far as pitches are concerned in his first start, so there's not going to be a limit on him today, I wouldn't think.
Did not go, so Antonacci a walk to lead things off. That White Sox walk is presented by IDOT. No need to speed. It's not a game. A huge pop from this crowd as Munetaka Murakami is announced on his bobblehead day.
Wonder how often guys have homered on their bobblehead day.
We would love to see a home run for Murakami. In 11 games since coming off the injured list, he does not have a home run, hitting 184.
Almost had one last night. That coming in the ninth inning.
Murakami does have 4 doubles and an RBI since coming back off the injured list. As that slider lands, and we're going to have a challenge. White Sox might be out.
They're going to be out of challenges here in the first inning. That had almost the whole plate.
Don't know about this strategy, using both in the first.
Nope, not a great plan.
See Yainer Diaz telling Blanco, just relax a little bit as he overthrew that fastball. Saw Murakami's parents in the house throwing out the first pitch. A lot of excitement. A few days ago, he got his first sushi roll here at the ballpark, and now his first bobblehead today.
But he said the sushi roll was pretty good.
Yeah, it was incredible. I had one yesterday. 2-2. Very easy to use. I did a little demonstration on my Instagram. Keeps your hands clean. No mess like I did in Texas when I dropped the nachos. This one a lot easier to handle.
That's the problem.
Three-two to Murakami. Drills this one into left. Back it goes. Show me the Mooney. His first home run since coming off the injured list. And it happens here on his bobblehead game. Welcome back to the home run party, Munetaka Murakami.
He's got some pretty big power, took it the opposite way, and that's 21 and 44 on the power numbers. So he gets a little slider that doesn't do much of anything except go out of the ballpark. And yes, indeed, you can homer on your bobblehead day.
Well, you know what that means. We're going to need more Murakami bobblehead days here.
Well, I think we'll probably see a few more. Maybe not this year, but we'll see a few more down the road.
This is why the ballpark is packed. Showing up for the Japanese sensation, Munetaka Murakami. Look at this swing.
That's a little slider on the outside corner, and it shows you just how strong he is, going the opposite way. And DeZenzo just runs out of room.
His homerless streak ends at 42 at bats, and what we've seen from him, they tend to come in bunches.
Yeah, I mean, for me, watching him last night, just you had to know that he was going to break out of it here. And break out of it in a big way he did.
So strike three called here to Miguel Vargas.
This one looked like it had a little piece of the plate. Braden's had a good series.
The other thing that does, there was a power drought for this White Sox team. We had not seen a home run for a White Sox player since last Sunday in Arlington.
This is a perfect day for it because the wind is blowing toward left field.
Excuse me, in Toronto, I apologize. You always say when things heat up here at the rate, ball starts to jump.
It is a launching pad.
It's what you want to see. Pitcher just making his second start of the season, coming off an injury. White Sox jumping on him here in this first inning. Little half swing punched into left field, and DeZenzo is there for the grab, out number 2. Let's go to Brooke for her scoop from the clubhouse.
Well, guys, while you're talking about power, no Colson Montgomery in the lineup here today after taking a ball off his shin last night, but it felt like a little case of deja vu. Let me take it back to Monday versus the Rangers. He actually took a ball off of his shin that took him out of the game, and we didn't see him in game 2. And then last night, almost in that very same spot, Colson said it was actually a little higher, but it didn't help with the pain. So they decided not to play him here today. Colson said he expects to be back in the lineup tomorrow, but because it's that same spot, Will said they have to manage it. They got to keep an eye on it. Might be actually a couple days. But Colson, guys, he wears a normal leg guard, and then he has a custom one underneath it. Obviously didn't get the job done last night. So he said Kyle Teal came up to him after the game and said, hey, dude, I got something for you. He actually deconstructed his catching gear and chopped up his shin guard, and he made almost like an Iron Man suit. And he asked, hey, can you wear this? Colson said he appreciated the effort, but it's a little hard to move, so he might wear something similar to Jorge Soler. But, you know, we'll see if Kyle can perfect it the time Colson gets back in the lineup. All right, we got more coming up after the break. It's Kids Day here on CHSN. Stick around.
With 2 kids and busy schedules.
If purpose and passion drive you, join us in making a difference.
Together, we will open doors to a promising future.
Top of the second we go here in Chicago. The White Sox a 2-1 lead over the Astros this half inning is brought to you by Wintrust. The 2-run shot by Murakami bringing some life here into the ballpark.
That's what people came to see, and Mooney was gracious enough to provide them with some early fireworks.
Can that help a pitcher settle in on the mound like Eric Fetty?
I think with him being a veteran and all, he's going to be settled. It's just a question of today he's been falling behind. This is not the same guy we saw in the last 10. He didn't fall behind at all, and when you do, you're going to give up some runs. I mean, he's a little frustrated with himself at this point, but you just have to keep battling. Maybe change your pitch selection and change speeds consistently.
He fell behind to the leadoff hitter Jeremy Pena, then gave up a solo home run as he has fallen behind Lamont Wade Jr. here 3-1. A lot of full counts we have already seen in this ball game.
And
third one
at a 24 pitch mark. That's not good for longevity in the game. Wade normally just puts a bat on the ball. He's not going to show you a whole lot of power. He's got some, like most major leaguers, but he's a contact hitter. That's been his game.
Sweeper misses down, so the first walk given up by Fetty today.
Wade has yet to try to steal a base, and you've got a really good double play target up in Diaz.
So good sign from Fetty, starting it off strike one with that sinker. Diaz got the start behind the plate last night. He was 0 for 4 in the ball game. Hit hard, but a nice stop from the knees. Vargas one at second, over to first. 5-4-3 double play turn.
And good things happen when you throw strikes. Occasionally they turn into double plays for the 6th time this year off the bat of Diaz. It's our Steinhoffels double play. Steinhoffels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference, and this one certainly does.
Taylor Trammell shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's strike. As Fetty was ready to pounce, jumping off the mound there. Appeal to third. Shane Leibensparger on the call, did not go there. Got a message on Instagram from Brian Hurley saying, did the Sox get new hats or did I miss something? No, it's just a little throwback, Brian. So this is National Baseball Hall of Fame weekend, and all the teams around baseball are throwing it back. As a grounder hops over the glove of Murakami at first, and this hat just a nod to the 1949-1950 White Sox. So that is ruled a base hit off the bat of Trammell.
That one came off with a lot of overspin, taking it over the glove of Mooney.
Cam Smith, who had a home run in the first game of this series, now takes a big swing, sends this to left at the warning track. Antonacci with the grab to end this top of the second.
Oh, hi.
Don't miss a moment as the Sox continue their push to win the division. Stream White Sox baseball live, including pre and post game coverage with the CHSN app. Get started today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
Tristan Peters will lead things off for the White Sox with 6, 7, 8 in the batting order coming to the plate. Ground ball. It is Altuve at second. And Peters is retired. Let's go to Connor for some news and notes.
All right, John, as you might have heard, the Rays beat the Guardians 1-0. Drew Rasmussen with 7 shutout innings for the Rays. A's catcher Shea Langoliers an all-star, but perhaps done for the year, a torn meniscus. Rumors had Langoliers on the trading block with the A's 8.5 out of a wild card spot. The trading season has seemingly started. Curtis Mead for Connolly early, Mead to the Red Sox early to the Nationals. The trading season has begun.
How about it? August 3rd is the trade deadline, and that's Shea Langoliers news. That is huge. As my drive grounds this one to Altuve. His name was really floating out there as a potential target for a lot of teams.
I mean, you don't find many catchers capable of hitting 30-plus home runs, and Langoliers is one of those guys. But at this point, if the A's were thinking about moving him, well, think again.
Luis Angel Acuna gets the start at short, as Brooke told us. Colson Montgomery out for the game today. He's hoping to be back tomorrow, but White Sox will wait and see as he is now day to day.
Acuna has been hitting him really well for the better part of a month. Got that batting average up into the 240s, which doesn't sound like much. However, when you're starting in the 160s, that's a long climb.
And then how about what he's done with the glove at shortstop when he's got it playing time?
Yeah, he turned around one game for sure defensively. He's done a nice job. Plus, he is your premier base stealer.
It's interesting how his role has evolved over the course of this season. There's the experiment with him out in center field to start the year. It didn't really go well. Then he became like that super utility guy coming off the bench late as a pinch runner. As that slider lands, called strike 3. White Sox retired in order to close out this second inning. Top of the third inning. This half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. We've seen 2 home runs in this game, a solo shot from Pena for the Astros and a 2-run shot by Murakami, and the White Sox a 2-1 lead.
And Eric is certainly thinking about getting ahead, getting the ball consistently over the plate. And also how to get out Pena, because he's in the on-deck circle, and he's got 7 hits in this series so far.
Zach DeZenzo, bottom of the order, leading things off from the Astros. And once again, Fetty falling behind here, 2-0. Fetty at 33 years old, the veteran here in the pitching staff. You talked about his presence, and he's able to make those in-game adjustments. We're hoping that he can throw some more first pitch strikes as this one goes on.
We certainly would like to get that sinker over consistently.
There is the sinker, gets the ground ball to the left side. As Vargas throw out number 1.
When that sinker is close to the zone, you're going to throw a lot of ground balls, and that's a good thing to do today with the wind blowing out toward left field.
All right, so here's the man you got to lock in on. Top of the order, Jeremy Pena. He's got 3 straight games with 3 hits in each of those games. Only Jose Altuve has a longer streak of 3 or more hit games in the Astros franchise. He had 5 straight in 2017.
It's not really easy to raise your batting average by 16 points in a short period of time, but that's the kind of series he's had. He came in hitting .302 and he's hitting .318 now.
Hits this one well to the gap in right center field. Looking up. My goodness, Jeremy Pena, his second home run of the ball game. And we are tied at 2.
He probably doesn't want to leave town. That's 8 hits. And we're not out of the 3rd inning yet. This is a fastball away. Normally pretty good pitch, but not this time. As into the wind, Pena takes it out of the park.
Usually it's this guy you got to worry about, but it is Jeremy Pena bringing the thunder at the top of the order.
In this series, Pena's been all everything, and the Sox have held down Alvarez.
And on the hands, did not get a good piece of wood on it, as Peters makes the catch in center field. Paredes has an 18-game on-base streak working into play today. And since the start of July, hitting .319 with 12 runs driven in. It's been the pitch, though. He's been trying to nibble. And missing ball 1 with the sinker. Check swing put in play. Fetty will barehand gather himself. And a nice play coming off the mound.
Yeah, I'm not really crazy about the bare hand, especially when the batter's standing just out of the batter's box, but it was effective, and he's out. Wonder how often guys have homered on their bobblehead day.
Welcome back to the home run party, Munetaka Murakami.
And yes, indeed, you can homer on your bobblehead day.
Ask and you shall receive, Steve.
Well, it's 2-2, and every run scored courtesy of the long ball today.
Bottom of the order, Drew Romo leading things off for the Sox here in this home half of the 3rd inning. Just the 2nd start of the season. What have you seen from Blanco here early on?
Well, so far he doesn't have quite as much confidence that he will have as this game moves along. Right now he's still trying to find a release point, especially on that fastball, but he's got a good straight change that helps nullify some of the left-hand hitters. And there it is. I mean, in the zone, and it's tough to read it because it's the same release point as the rest of his pitches and the same arm velocity.
Held on to that one just a little too long. He is one of 14 pitchers to start a game for Houston this season.
Normally when you do that, things are not going to go well, but they're in the right division this year.
It's a team that's starting to get healthy, and you can see that especially the top 3 in the order offensively, they are clicking. They could be a problem in the AL West.
Well, especially if the guy we saw yesterday, Hunter Brown, especially if he is healthy and throwing anything like he threw yesterday, they'll have a mainstay in that rotation.
7 scoreless. I don't know if he could have thrown the ball better yesterday.
No, I mean, he had pinpoint control, gave up a couple of hits, didn't walk anybody, fanning 7, all things considered. That's how you want your number 1 to go.
White Sox a 4-1 loss in the game last night. But a better effort here to start the finale of this series. And changeup misses, ball 4. Good at bat from Romo. It's time now for a message from Enkin Law.
Cool under pressure.
Competitive, yet relaxed.
High intensity, nice.
Leader in the infield.
leader in the courtroom. Have you been injured? Call Howard, 312-6-million.
Injury law made personal. That's Aiken Law.
But the other interesting thing about the game yesterday, we did not have a single extra base hit from either team. I think that was the second game in Major League Baseball that has happened this season. And now all the runs have scored off extra base hits.
That's why it is a strange game. And the first time that Blanco walked the leadoff hitter was the first inning. Turned into 2 runs for the Sox. He walked the leadoff hitter here in Romo.
Top of the order, Sam Antonacci walked and scored. And the changeup lands, strike 1. You can tell how much confidence Blanco has in that change when he's kind of pitching backwards, starting off an at bat with it.
Well, he's not going to throw it too much to the righties, but the lefties will see a whole lot of them.
Paredes playing in on the grass at third. As the changeup sails outside. It's like Diaz maybe noticed something behind the plate, calling out instructions to his pitcher.
Well, I think when he went out there to talk about probably that changeup to the lefties, he left him with a message about getting the ball over the plate, don't try to overthrow it, and he's had some problems with that.
You know, things do not get any easier for this White Sox team. The next 7 games before the trade deadline, you got 4 against the Yankees, 3 against the Rays. Will Venable said this team does not look forward. They do not look past anybody. And it's not even a measuring stick anymore because they know how good they are as a team. Off the mound into center field as Romo takes the turn. He will go to third. Trammell the throw. He spikes it. And that allows Antonacci to get to second. Let's go to Connor for Murakami's at bat.
Yeah, John, Murakami's first inning homer moves him into a tie with Alexi Ramirez and teammate Colson Montgomery for 8th most by a rookie in franchise history. Mune's on a per game pace for 38 home runs. So despite missing a month, Murakami could break the franchise record of 36 by a rookie set by Jose Abreu in 2014 when he was the unanimous AL Rookie of the Year award winner.
Picking up where he left off. I mean, Steve, you said it's only a matter of time before the timing starts to come back, missing those 6 weeks.
Yeah, I really believe you could see it last night. It looked like he was quiet at the plate. And it looked to me like, again, he was going to start to break out of the home run drought. He's so powerful. And you saw by that home run to the opposite field, he can take it out any part of this ballpark. So when he gets hot, this lineup looks a lot better.
On the ground to Altuve. As Romo comes in to score. All 3 runs driven in by Murakami as the Sox retake the lead here in the third.
Joe Espada with the infield back, going to concede the run to try to stay out of the big inning, has given up the lead at this point. And now the infield does come in at all 4 positions.
And then steps on the bag for the double play. Whew.
Line drive 5, unassisted double play. Sam cannot get back. Good Hands replay presented by Allstate. Coaches will tell you to make the line drive go through. Sam got frozen there. When that ball coming off the bat, you have to head back toward the bag, because you're going to score if it gets by. In this case, it did not. And Paredes, who's had a great series, continues with the glove work.
So the White Sox only able to get one, but they do take the lead again. 3-2 to start this fourth inning. Jose Altuve leading things off here for the Astros. As that sinker lands on the corner, strike 2. Does it look like Fetty's in a better rhythm now?
Well, to Altuve, he's hit his spot at least. That was low and away.
Yeah, buddy. Take a seat.
Goes up and out of the strike zone to retire Altuve after a pinpoint pitch on the outside corner at the knees. That one up in his eyes, couldn't get to it.
Top of the fourth. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota. I love that it had a little extra something on it.
Now he's starting to feel a little bit better, and as you feel better, you work more quickly, because the key for any pitcher is rhythm. Once you get that rhythm, and Eric hasn't had good rhythm yet, looks like it's coming to him now.
He's the kind of guy, when he gets the ball, he's ready to fire it back. That's when he's working at his best.
And then it's up to the catcher to make sure that the pitcher stays in that rhythm. You get the ball back as quickly as you can and let your pitcher determine the rhythm.
Otway Jr. walked his first time up in the second. As Fetty delivers the 1-2 pitch. Not a bad spot to miss with that changeup.
No, it didn't miss by much, and Wade did a nice job of checking it up, because that was a very inviting pitch to go after. Just missing on the outside corner.
In the air to right field, Montgomery going back. Oh, he made the catch at the wall. Okay, rookie. That's how you bring it back.
For Braden, he's set up very nicely on this play. It helps that the wind is knocking the ball down a bit. He goes up as high as he can go, and that's out of the park if he doesn't make this catch. What a big effort that was.
You know, Eric Fetty is loving that effort.
You got to be pretty happy about that. He kept the lead.
What a play by Braden Montgomery. Showing the hops, stealing a home run. Ball's been jumping here today so far.
Well, it's hot enough and humid enough to be able to get a little distance, especially with the wind, which is to left and left center field.
Got the Fetty grunt back here in this fourth inning.
He's been around the plate with just about everything here, and there is the finale, which means with Cleveland getting swept, they are 4 back in the loss column. The reason I keep mentioning the loss column is that once you've lost a game, you can never get it back. If you're trailing in the win column, it means you haven't played those games yet. You can still win those games, but a loss is on there for the rest of the season.
Vargas snags that one out of the air. Let's go back to that catch by Braden Montgomery. Just a robbery.
You asked for it, so we delivered. It's
The Family Fan Cam is brought to you by Malman Law. If you've been injured in an auto accident, they fight like family for you. Kids Day Sunday, a lot of families in the ballpark today.
And a lot of these kids are going to be able to run the bases after the game, which is always a thrill. Get on a major league field.
Got the sun hat for the youngster there. Well, after that incredible catch in right field, Braden Montgomery will lead things off here in this home half of the fourth. Lifts this one into center. As Trammell waiting on it with the grab, one down. This half inning is brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Then he was mystified by the straight change the first time up. His strikeout ended the first inning.
White Sox still only have 2 hits.
They also have 2 leadoff walks, both of them scoring.
A roar from the crowd as the fans snagged that foul ball. Could take a bow. Another chance now, this one in the second deck. That is one of my favorite Sox jerseys.
It's very nice. That young man is really ecstatic over the souvenir.
And on the hands, popped up into center as Trammell will come in. And there's 2 down. Christian Peters had that incredible first half of the season, named an all-star for the White Sox. But coming into play today, slumping just a bit over his last 10 games, hitting 161 with his average dropping down from 303 to now 286. Backhanded by Wade at first, the flip to Blanco. And the White Sox retired in order. After 4, Sox lead it 3-2. All right, play the Sox split 50-50 raffle for your chance to win big. Just a few innings remain to get your tickets. Sales end when the game goes final. Now you got to be in it to win it. Play now at whitesox.com/Sox split. It is valid for Illinois residents 18 and over. Steve, check out this jackpot. We're going to hit 100,000 today.
Oh, I think this would make it a wonderful weekend if somebody were to take that home with them. And you still have a chance to get in, knowing that there has to be a winner, not a carryover.
Eric Fetty pitching here into this 5th inning as Trammell blasts this one to right center field. 3rd home run that the Astros have hit here today, and we are tied at 3.
Fourth home run of the year for Trammell, who got the start today, and he's made the most of it. He's 2 for 2 with a run batted in. He gets a first ball fastball, and it's pretty much right down the middle. It's Jordan Hicks now loosening in the pen. This is a line drive rocket, and no way to stay in the ballpark today.
So the 4th hit that Fedde has given up today, 3 of them have left the ballpark. Good sweeper there. That fools Cam Smith. Strike 2.
Smith has tried to pull just about everything in this series.
One ball, 2 strikes. Fedde last pitched Monday in Texas, giving up 2 runs over 4 innings. Trying to go deeper into games to help out this bullpen. When he's a starter, he has a 4.47 ERA. When they use an opener in front of him, his ERA drops below 4. Cam Smith, a towering fly ball in left. It is carrying Antonacci's at the warning track, and that's where he makes the catch.
It's one of those days where your stuff isn't quite good enough, and not only the 3 home runs, there's been a couple that have been really close. This one almost drifts out of the park. Sam right there to make the play, but not much room to spare.
Feels like one of those days, anything in the air to the outfield, you just got to hold your breath.
Well, especially to left or left center.
Sweeper, strike 1, bottom of the order, Zach DeZenzo, as we take a look at the flags whipping. Liner to the gap, and it's going to get down in front of Peters. So we'll have a man on for Jeremy Pena, who already has 2 home runs today, but Will Venable makes the walk first.
Yeah, he's going to have to see a new pitcher. Jordan Hicks will come into this game. Eric Fedde just didn't have real good stuff or real good command today, but he'll leave in a tie game with 1 out and a man at first base. And as he walks out, we'll step out and we'll be back.
Raise the bar with Flight.
Tick below 3.5. He'll inherit DeCenzo at first base, and the top of the order, Pena and Alvarez. Plus Pena decides that this is a good time to hit into a double play.
You've been right about your predictions so far today, so
we'll
like
see
where you're going with
how
that.
this works out here. Pena's only grounded into 2 double plays this year. That shows you what a good start he gets out of the box.
Oof. Sweeper at 85. No chance for Pena. Jordan Hicks has been so good since coming off the injured list late June. He had that lat strain, really got healthy again, changed his arm angle slightly, and he has been unhittable.
He certainly has been that.
And on the hands with a fastball lifted in the air to Montgomery. And out number 2.
So we'll look over the last 10 appearances. No runs, just 2 hits. And oh, by the way, 18 strikeouts with only 2 walks.
You compare that with his first 20 games of the year where he had 17 walks. You can tell he is feeling comfortable, and he has cleaned up that delivery, able to throw more strikes now.
It's always been the key with him. He's always had a great arm. And now getting it over the plate has made him really tough to deal with. He's got a monster at bat. Astros had a hard time with anything off speed down this entire series.
This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University. Yordan Alvarez 0 for 2 today. 99 top of the zone. Alvarez thought he had to get out of the way of that one.
A little late movement. Looked like it brought it over the plate. You see that late movement at the end?
He said, really?
Yep.
Welcome to the Jordan Hicks experience.
All right, put him away.
0-2. Fastball at 99 and a sweeper at 86.
Well, if Romo goes back to the sweeper, he's got to be well assured that he's going to block it, because the best sweepers wind up in the dirt.
One, two. Just popped out of the glove off the foul tip.
Went to the high heat and came an eyelash from ending the inning. Just ever so slightly trickles out of the glove.
It's deals. See how comfortable Will Venable is with Jordan Hicks. Throwing him out here for the heart of the order. Retiring Pena, now dealing with the major league leader in home runs, Yordan Alvarez.
Went to the splitter in a good spot. It was off the plate, however.
Zenzo at first with 2 outs. Sweeper misses. It's now full.
Now Mooney is going to play behind Zenzo with a prolific pull hitter, a guy who hits the ball as hard as anybody in baseball.
.100 out of the zone as Hicks loses Alvarez with a walk. So Romo wants to have a conversation with his pitcher, with Paredes now stepping into the box. Drove in 3 of the 4 runs for the Astros yesterday. And that 4th run was unearned. Big spot in this ball game. Top of the 5th, 2 outs. Sweeper lands there. Strike 1. Paredes 0 for 2 so far. You can see how late he was on that sinker.
Well, if you haven't seen Hicks in a while, it's kind of a different guy than he's used to seeing.
Reading a swing like that, what do you come back with this next pitch?
To me, I always try to keep the ball away from Paredes, who's trying to pull just about everything. If you go in, and at 1 and 2, you can go in. You just want to go in off the plate. The problem is he's almost right on the plate. If you go in too far, you're going to hit him.
And on the hands, popped up, and Mitroff able to get there to keep this game tied.
White Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
A packed ballpark here on this Sunday afternoon, as White Sox fans are enjoying this ball game so far, tied at 3 as we start this home half of the 5th inning. And Blanco, the starter for the Astros, still on the mound.
He's only thrown 61 pitches to this point, so he's got a few more left.
Slider called, strike one. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. As a reminder, the White Sox are out of challenges. They fired off both and were unsuccessful in the first inning. There's that wicked changeup, and gets the strikeout of Mydrov. It's time now for a message from Eagle River.
Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Big cut there by Acuna. Takes that big step, almost stepping out of the box as you see Blanco keeping that pitch away. Starts with an open stance. And we'll ground this one to Pena. It was Drew Romo with his leadoff walk in the 3rd. Came around to score. See if he can get something going here with 2 down.
That was an inning where the Sox looked like they could have put a crooked number easily up on the board, but unfortunately, line drive into a double play ended the 3rd inning, and the Sox only scored the 1 run.
That was tough because Vargas, he smoked that ball, but it was right at Paredes, and Antonacci doubled off at 3rd.
Seems when you're in the middle of a hot streak, that one finds a way to get into left field. When you're not, and Miguel has struggled recently, you're going to hit it as hard as you can, and it's going to go right at somebody. Or the guy makes a great play, which in this case, that's what Paredes did. Pen up and going, Sean Newcomb.
Two and two the count here to Romo.
Dan Bellino calling it foul all the way.
A nice battle at the plate here from Romo. Does a really nice defensive job behind the plate, calling a game. Still working on some more offensive consistency. Puts this one in play to left as DeZenzo will make the grab and end this 5th inning.
Why bet it win?
There have been big changes to Jordan Hicks since coming off the injury list. As you can see, the arm angle changing quite a bit. Any change of 3 degrees is considered to be a purposeful one. So Hicks, at more than twice that since getting healthy, has certainly worked to get the arm up. It's helped him get back to being even more nasty. But Steve, how does a higher arm angle change and alter the stuff that he's showing to hitters?
I think, Connor, that the ball moves a little less than when you're low 3/4, which was what he used to be. And if you're going to get the ball over the plate from low 3/4, that's fine. But he had a hard time doing that. And so you look for various remedies. And one of the easier ones is change the arm angle. In the case of Hicks, this time it works perfectly. And he's able to throw a lot more strikes than he used to.
Gets Altuve to roll one over at short. As Acuna makes the play on the move, 1 down to start this 6th inning.
Yeah, I figured he was going to be on for 1 man, and then it was going to be the pen, because otherwise Newcomb wouldn't have been throwing. And the whole time that Jordan was out there, Newcomb was throwing. So here comes Will. Newcomb will come into the ball game. And Hicks did his job very well once again here today. So he's going to depart. We're going to step out in this tie game, and we're going to turn it over to Sean Newcomb.
White Sox and GovX are proud to honor our hero of the game. Today we pay tribute to Staff Sergeant John Schreiner of the United States Air Force.
Well, the Air Force getting some love, our GovX hero of the game. And a new pitcher on the mound here for the White Sox.
Sean Newcomb takes over. And the game is in his hands. He inherits a tie game. Nobody on base. He's out for the 38th time. ERA below 2.5. He's been warming up a few times in this series. Now in the ball game.
Left on left matchup against Lamont Wade Jr., who is 0 for 1 with a walk today. White Sox have seen some really tough starting pitching from the Astros this series, so the bullpen a little extra stress to try to keep this game tied.
The opening game of the series, Arrighetti left after 1 inning, and that really put their bullpen to the test, and they were pretty good.
That one looked like it had the whole plate, but the White Sox out of challenges.
That one did have the plate. We'll watch it again. Yep.
Be interesting to see at the White Sox the way they fire off challenges changes after this game here today.
I'm not sure if it'll change after this game, but it will change.
Fastball at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike to count here to Diaz. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. We've seen 4 home runs in this game, 3 solo shots by the Astros, and a 2-run home run by Munetaka Murakami. An open right side of the infield as Diaz puts it into right field.
Takes that fastball right down the middle and just drives it the other way.
So 2 on with 1 out for Taylor Trammell, who has 1 of the 3 home runs today for the Astros.
He has shown bunt in this series just 1 time. With that in mind, Vargas is in on the grass at third.
Newcomb has been so reliable for the White Sox out of the bullpen all season long.
The bullpen has just been outstanding. I mean, they did have that letdown in this series. That was in the opener of the series, but outside of that, they've really been tough, consistently tough, up and down.
How about a guy like Trevor Richards? Back-to-back games giving you 2 innings, and Will Venable talking about him before the game, saying you love to have a guy who is just so willing to always take the ball.
There's a premium on that. And Richards is one of those guys, which is one of the reasons why he's still around and also getting better as this year moves along.
He throws strikes, he gets guys out, and if you need him, he will be there.
Probably today he'll get the day off, but outside of that.
Popped up in a shallow right field. Montgomery with the catch. The runner staying put. Out number 2. Well, we know how the 6th inning has treated the White Sox so far in this series. In the opening game, it was the disastrous 8-run 6th inning. And in last night, a 3-run 6th for the Astros.
Trying to get out with a no-run 6th. That would be nice.
That was really the tough one. The opener of the series, White Sox a 5-0 lead they let get away. And now trying to win this one to avoid getting swept.
Also, if you do wind up on top in this game, they had another in the loss column as far as their lead over the Guardians. Would be 4 in the loss column where it sits at this moment.
There it is, the Rays sweeping the Guardians in that series in Tampa Bay. Good fastball, strike 2.
With Smith trying to pull everything, you would think if you stayed away, you'd be in pretty good shape. He's flied out twice to Antonacci in left field. That one slipped out of his hands, and the count goes full.
Runners off with the pitch. This one is yanked high in the air, but it is hooking foul and goes out of play. Couple of flyouts to left field for Cam Smith today. Three-two, and it hit him. I was hoping to not see a hit by pitch in the 6th because that has not been a good sign for the White Sox.
No, that is for sure. Right in on the shin. Brings Zach Bove out. He's going to give him the scouting report on DeZenzo.
So bases loaded, 2 outs. As Newcomb will have to deal with the bottom of the order, Zach DeZenzo, and you got to get him with Jeremy Pena with already 2 home runs lurking on deck. Breaking ball misses, ball 1 to DeZenzo. A lot of pitches from Newcomb.
Might have had a piece of the upper part of the zone. And it did.
Pitch number 25 this inning for Newcomb. As it gets the fly ball into left center, and Antonacci calling for it. And the White Sox get out of the bases loaded jam. This game stays tied at 3.
Here's the pitch.
All right, this is our Postman Law delivery of the game. Others promise. Postman delivers. Bases loaded, and it's Newcomb delivering.
Got a fastball down the middle, and fortunately, DeZenzo hit it off the end of the bat. So for Blanco, this was a very long inning on the bench, and many times when that happens, if you don't take a few extra warm-ups, you don't come out with the same type of stuff that you had going in, and we'll see with the top of the order if the Sox can make something happen here.
Antonacci not waiting around, drills that one into the corner in right field. He is digging for 2. The throw from Smith not in time. A leadoff double here in this bottom of the 6th.
This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. It's a rocket. And there is the go-ahead run. The bullpen up and going for the Astros.
So Antonacci has been on base all 3 times so far. As Munetaka Murakami comes to the plate, he has driven in all 3 runs for the White Sox today.
Grant Taylor, who we have not seen in this series, warming in the pen.
Curveball down the middle, starts it off. Strike 1 here to Murakami. On his bobblehead day, launched a 2-run home run his first time up. So breaking ball changeup, 0-2. Rolls it over to the right side as Murakami does his job and advances Antonacci to 3rd with 1 down. Let's go to Brooke.
Well, Imune's having a pretty good day, and what better time to do it than on his bobblehead day? And John, I know you were talking about how crazy it has been today. Take a look at the amount of people that came out to get their hands on one of these bobbleheads. It is a hot commodity. You see posters all around the ballpark, and of course I got my hand on one of them. You knew I wasn't going to miss an opportunity here, but we talk about the bobblehead, but the box itself is pretty sweet, you guys. It has his first home run, a picture of that. Also, it says, "I have power." You know that famous quote when he did that interview with our very own Chuck Garfien, just giving a little taste of what his sense of humor is. It's also on the bottom of the bobblehead, and also sponsored by Toto Washlet. Okay, so they're the company that sponsored the bidet, that put it in the clubhouse, that created all the craziness and all the hype. They were actually here, members of that company. They were talking with Mune, and I actually asked Mune what he thought about his bobblehead, and he gave me a big thumbs up. He said he loved it. He actually thought that it looks like him, so getting the stamp of approval from the man himself, guys.
Miguel Vargas, watch it fly! A two-run shot as the White Sox retake the lead here in the 6th inning. That was a blast.
Miguel just got tired of Mooney tied with him in home runs, so he hits his 22nd, puts the Sox on top. This a no-doubter. He got a high fastball up in the zone, and after crushing it last time up into an inning-ending double play, this time he made sure that Paredes couldn't get his hands on this one. And the Sox have retaken the lead.
Oh, a little home run celly there with Edgar Kara. I like that one. This is more like the White Sox. Talked about the power drought. It had been a week without a home run. Murakami goes deep in the 1st, and now Vargas goes deep here in the 6th.
Well, Blanco's been a different guy this inning. We talked about that long wait between innings. He's come out with not near the stuff that he had when he only relinquished 2 hits coming into this 6th.
We're going to have a challenge on that ball call.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile. And it does miss.
Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
So ball 4 to Braden Montgomery, his first time on base today.
So Blanco is going to depart. He's going to leave on the short end of a 5-3 score. We'll step out and we'll be back. Hopefully more fireworks. Great at bat by Murakami, and this is a changeup. He knows he's got to pull the ball here. He doesn't know Vargas is going to hit a home run, but he does know that if he does pull the ball, you move the runner, in this case Antonacci, to third base. He's the go-ahead run. So it was a great at bat. By giving himself up, he helped the ball club, and now Sox do have the lead for Enyel De Los Santos on for the 46th time. He's been a busy man. ERA a tick over 4. He inherits Montgomery at first base.
De Los Santos has been with a bunch of teams since breaking into the big leagues in 2018, including with the White Sox in 2024. And a season we would all love to forget. Chopper right side. Wade Jr. steps on the back for 1 as Montgomery gets to second with 2 down. Tristan Peters looking to get it going since the All-Star break. As he fouls that one off himself. I remember talking to Tristan Peters that week before the All-Star break, and he said it was just a whirlwind of emotions. Making the team that season, turning himself into a slugger, and then getting an All-Star nod, changing his plans for the break to go to Philadelphia instead.
It's a thrill. And whether he goes there again or not, he's been there once.
Braid Montgomery at second. With the way this ballpark has been playing today, a 2-run lead does not feel safe.
Yeah, this is a big at bat for Peters.
And he goes down swinging on the changeup. How about this swing from Miguel Vargas?
Got a high fastball and just rode it out of the ballpark. Gives the Sox a 2-run lead heading into the 7th.
That one's down the line. Tristan Peters, a triple shy of the cycle. Will he go for it? Tristan Peters.
Today's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender, so level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. We get a new pitcher in the ball game. It's Grant Taylor, and Will is undoubtedly looking for 2 innings from him. Off for the 39th time, ERA a tick above 2.5. He's got a 2-run lead, but he does have the top of the order to face.
He'll square off against Jeremy Pena. Pops up the first pitch. And Acuna waiting on it at short. That is a big out to start this 7th inning. Let's go to Connor for a trip down on the farm.
A couple of major leaguers with minor league home runs. Austin Hayes and Everson Pereira on rehab assignment, and in AAA, both of them homered. In Winston-Salem, they went back to back to back. James Tossick, Kyle Lodice, and Derek Serta all with home runs. Lodice with 2 homers in the game. He's the 10th ranked prospect in the White Sox system according to MLB Pipeline. Guys, nice to see the slug.
All right, Connor, thank you for that. Everson Pereira, Austin Hayes trying to make their way back from the injured list. It'll be very interesting to see when they're healthy what the White Sox will decide to do. And with the trade deadline coming up on August 3rd, maybe some moves will be made with both of those guys coming back ready to be healthy.
Well, every avenue is being explored. You can take that to the bank.
Yordan Alvarez 0 for 2 with a walk today. Taylor behind in the count, drops the hook, and it's now full.
That's supreme confidence in your pitch selection. This one was a strike. Perfect pitch.
3-2. But he lost him with the ball 4. Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Sinker right over the middle. Strike 1 here to Paredes, who is 0 for 3 today.
There's a good overhand hook. Had Paredes well out in front. It's a nice stop by Romo as he makes sure the double play stays in order.
Slider gets the swing and a miss. 2 down.
That's just a perfect pitch. Right about thigh high on the outside corner. And Paredes, who's not an easy guy to strike out, goes down on strikes.
Well, this crowd of 32,581 greeting Jose Altuve to the plate. Biggest crowd of this 3-game series here on this Sunday afternoon. Another good curveball, strike 1. See a lot of fans in the stands behind Grant Taylor. It is a hot, muggy day in Chicago. And some people improvise it with a paper plate. Whatever you need. Altuve stepping out of the box on that breaking ball. Strike 2. Taylor peeks at the runner. Alvarez at first.
This becomes a fairly big out. One of the reasons is if you get Altuve, you can actually get out of the next 2 innings without facing Alvarez.
Got him on the slider. Back-to-back strikeouts from Grant Taylor. It is time to stretch here in Chicago. The lines to watch presented by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. The live run total over under is at 10 right now. What do you think?
Well, let's think optimistically and take the under.
All right.
Because if that happens, Sox will win.
No doubt.
However, don't let them stop the boys from scoring a few more runs here. Make things a little more comfortable.
Bottom 3 in the White Sox order here in this home half of the 7th. One ball, one strike here to Chase Maedroff. And the fastball missing down, ball 2.
Astro bullpen up and going. Ryan King for the time where the Antonacci Murakami part of this lineup rolls over.
DeZenzo at the wall. This one is out of here. Chase, my drop, goes deep. Third home run for the White Sox today, and it's now a 6-3 lead.
That one didn't make it by much. DeZenzo went all the way back to the wall. And this fastball on the inner half, taken out by Chase. This is one you can turn on. He wasn't close.
The effort was there.
It's a 6-3 lead. Early pitch count is not functioning well. We'll watch it again. DeZenzo comes up a little short. And the reemergence of the long ball into the offense has served the Sox well today.
White Sox had just 2 home runs since the All-Star break. Coming into play today, they have belted 3 in this finale against the Astros.
You were pretty sure when you saw the temps and the humidity and the wind that this would be a lively day here. That is exactly what's happened on both sides of the equation. All 3 runs for the Astros on 3 solo homers. 2 by Pena, 1 on Trammell.
Luisangel Acuna's 0 for 2. A ground out and struck out looking today. As the White Sox look to get a win here, get some momentum with the Yankees coming to town.
Yankees just announced that Cody Bellinger is on the injured list.
Ooh.
So the Sox will not see him in the series. They will not miss him.
Staying in front is Pena. No chance to get the speedy Acuna at first.
Have to see how that's scored. Once there was a bobble, there was no chance to get Acuna, and that's going to go as a base hit. Hit hard enough, a tough hop. There's not much you can do. You can't back up very much, and you can't charge it. So you're caught in between, and this one hops away. And some big speed on the part of Acuna, who beats it rather easily at first.
Do you like putting Acuna in motion here?
Absolutely. Not now, though. Yeah, just as soon he wait for the ball to be delivered.
Got a little too antsy and got himself picked off at first.
Well, can't get in a rundown after that. Once you're picked off, just sprint to the bag. Try to take away the angle for the throw. And with Wade at first, throwing with his left arm, you move closer toward the infield to take that angle away.
Well, your under is still in play.
It is that. While to go yet, though.
the glove of Pena. And Drew Romo, his first hit of the ball game, second time he has been on base. Tune in to Picks to Click in the post-game show with Chuck and Ozzy, presented by the Bob Lacurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way.
Well, that's going to be it for De Los Santos. He will depart this one. Joe Espada is going to go to the left-hander out of his bullpen to try to neutralize Antonacci and Murakami. So he'll walk off, depart, giving up 3 straight hits this inning.
What makes a delicious New
By Prevagen, and it's the 3 home runs. Mune gets it started. Miguel Vargas hits a 2-run shot. And Chase Meidrup adds to the lead with a solo shot of his own.
Pinch hitter at the plate. It'll be Randall Grichuk stepping in there for the White Sox, replacing Antonacci, top of the order. Off the glove of the pitcher, and Grichuk will be safe at first.
But when you're having a good day, you're going to catch some breaks. And this is exactly what happened. This could have been a double play. Instead, it caroms off the glove of King. And Altuve can't do anything with it. So Perez on the pinch run, which means he will stay in the game to play left field.
What will Munetaka Murakami do for an encore here on his bobblehead day? He's already driven in 3. And this is now the 7th time this season that Murakami and Vargas have homered in the same game. Airmailed. And both runners advance to second and third.
That's going to go as a very wild pitch.
I would think.
Over Diaz's head. And fortunately does not carom straight back to him.
Infield for the Astros comes in. A chance to break this game open in the 7th. Murakami up the middle, gets through. Romo scores. They're going to wave in Perez. The throw to second. And Murakami on his bobblehead day drives in 5 runs and breaks this game open in the 7th.
With a good sense for the dramatic, Mune takes it right back up the middle. He doesn't mind seeing left-handers. And King was the right man for the job. Through a drawn-in infield, drives home another 2, and what a day it is for Mune.
A new career high for Murakami with 5 runs batted in today. We're going to have to start printing up some more Murakami bobbleheads throughout this season. Bring his parents in to throw the first pitch some more.
I was going to say the stars of this game have a tendency to rise to the occasion. I would say this is a pretty good rise to the occasion moment.
So the first 6 times that Murakami and Vargas homered in the same game this season, the White Sox were 5-1 in those games. Another one gets away as Murakami takes second. And once again, another wild pitch.
There's been a few of them. Diaz is having quite a day behind the plate. Chris Murphy loosening up in the Sox pen. With the Yankees coming to town, you don't want to extend. You don't want to extend the back end of your bullpen too much if you don't have to. And Grant Taylor only threw 1 inning.
Vargas goes down on that high fastball. And 2 down here in the 7th inning. Well, if not for Braden Montgomery, there would have been 4 home runs by the Astros today. He robbed one in right field. What a catch it was. Have you enjoyed the game, the way Braden Montgomery plays it and what he's turning into here in his rookie season?
Yeah, I mean, the defensive aspect of it is something he does very well. Now, we saw him make the mistake yesterday, but that's going to happen. A physical mistake you don't worry about too much. But when you have this kind of timing, and it helps to be 6'2", you occasionally will pull one back, and that's exactly what he did.
I love, though, that he was out here before the game fielding ground balls. It was the ground ball that got under his glove yesterday, and immediately trying to work on that and fix it for today's game.
One thing Will does with his team is they'll go over a lot of things in the infield. Pickoff plays were something they've gone over in this series. When you have time at home, because you don't really have it on the road, you start working on that. And even though these guys have been through it a lot, it just reinforces what they're supposed to do at any one given time. And the Sox do know that if they play a clean game, they can pretty much play with anybody. But that's the key, playing the clean game.
That one hits Braden Montgomery. Good thing he's got that guard on that lead elbow.
He's still going to feel that one a bit. Got mostly the guard, which is fortunate. He just took it off his lead elbow. That hit him square. And the carom got Diaz.
White Sox putting up 3 runs here in this 7th inning. And Benny looking for more with 2 outs. Squibbed into left field. The windmill is on for Murakami. No throw to the plate. It's a 9-3 White Sox lead. RBI single by Andrew Benintendi.
You couldn't have caught it and thrown it out there any better. This is off the end of the bat. And nobody home on the left side. They're playing him up the middle. This is thrown in a perfect spot.
Ninth White Sox hitter to the plate is Tristan Peters. Peters looking to get on base for his first time today. 0 for 3.
That area just to the left of us has seen a lot of souvenirs today. It's been a good place to be with the left-handers in the lineup.
If you want a foul ball, section 335. I mean, they've gotten so many foul balls. They're just giving them out to people at this point.
That's pretty much what's happening. A lot of youngsters in the stands. Tristan Peters making a lot of people happy over that left side.
Fly ball to left center is Trammell settling underneath, and that will do it for this 7th inning. Well, it's Murakami's bobblehead day. His parents came out here to Rate Field to throw out the first pitch, and he has not disappointed. A career-high 5 runs driven in, and the Sox a 9-3 lead after 7.
Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And the Sox are going to stay right here and invite the Yankees in for a 4-game series. Then it's on to Tampa Bay and Boston before the Guardians come to Chicago. Chris Murphy in the ball game. On for the 24th time, ERA of 4.5. He inherits a fairly big lead.
They will face Lamont Wade Jr. as Junior Perez, who pinch ran, stays in the game, and he will play left for the White Sox to close this one out. White Sox needing 6 more outs to take 1 in this 3-game series against the Astros.
And pick up a full game on the Guardians.
Fastball at the knees, strike 2 against Wade Jr. Chris Murphy has really turned his season around. Pouring in strikes. And a curveball. Ooh, just missing there. Count is now full.
That was just a touch inside.
The payoff pitch.
Very nice catch by a fan. Stood up and barehanded it.
That entire 300 section has been peppered with foul balls. In the air to left field, it is Perez waiting on it. And that's how we start this 8th inning. Well, it's been a special day with Murakami's bobblehead. And I think we're going to have to keep this one around the booth for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that has had a wonderful day. At least 5 driven in to this point.
Got first MLB home run on the back. Chains and everything. I really like this one.
And the people are lined up around the block, literally around the block, to be able to get these before the game. 15,000 were made. Only 14.9 will be on eBay tomorrow.
I don't even want to know what they're going for right now, because I'm sure somebody is ready.
There's a few.
I'm counting 4 right there.
Yep.
Backyard baseball also back as the young fans enjoying that. Chopper to the left side, and it's going to roll foul.
It's the only thing you can do with that. Can't make the play. Diaz is going to get a rare infield hit if that one stays between the lines. It did not, however. He was moving really slowly last inning after all those wild pitches and running to the screen and all. This is not going to help him any. It's a long day, a hot day, and a humid day, especially when you've been behind the plate. So eventually he's going to get back. Not sure exactly when, but eventually he'll get back.
They should be used to the Texas heat, but both teams in Texas also play inside,
which is a good thing.
He still is not ready in the box.
No, he'd just like to get a breath. And he didn't need that. Foul ball off his foot.
He's going to walk around for a little more, take a little more time. Well, a special day in Cooperstown today as the Hall of Famers enshrined Carlos Beltran, 9-time All-Star Andrew Jones, 10-time Gold Glove winner, and Jeff Kent, the former 2000 NL MVP. And he goes in the most home runs hit by a primary second baseman. There you go. Change up, strike 3. Between innings, I was watching some of the speeches, and Andrew Jones got really emotional when he was talking about his father, who unfortunately passed away 10 years ago, couldn't be there at the ceremony with him. And he becomes the first player from Curacao elected into the Hall of Fame. And he just remembers all those days growing up as a kid when his dad was hitting him foul balls, getting blown by the ocean, the winds in Curacao. And he said he was just so grateful to be able to be on that stage and to have the type of career that he had, spending 1 year with the White Sox back in 2010.
I had a chance to see most of his career from the time he started with Atlanta, and he turned things around for that team. I mean, he was one of the guys. They had great pitching, no doubt about that, but they also had a wonderful defense, and Andrew Jones was primary in center field. He could really go get him alley to alley, and he had the right man managing. That was Bobby Cox, who pulled him out of a game when he didn't hustle one time in his first year. He pulled him out of a game and told him, I'm going to put you on the bench for a while because the only way you couldn't make that last play is if you were tired, and I can't play a tired player. After 3 days of missing, Andrew Jones came in and said, I'm not tired any longer. He said, you know what, I'll give you one more day off to make sure you're not tired. And guess what? He never not hustled again the rest of his career.
Those were some elite Braves teams led by Bobby Cox. We go to the bottom of the 8th. White Sox up big.
The White Sox ace, 13 Tucker. My favorite current White Sox player is Chase Mydraw. My favorite all-time White Sox player is Harold Baines. I think I'm really good at singing. My best advice I've ever received, if I fall down, to keep going. And to always try my best.
All right, Noah, love it. You know, because you're good at singing, we're going to have to get you to do some karaoke at some point. Bottom of the 8th we go. White Sox a 9-3 lead over the Astros. And Chase Mydraw to the plate, facing a new pitcher on the mound.
The challenge is spelling his name and then pronouncing it. Uyola. Miguel. We'll call him Miguel. On for the 3rd time, and he hasn't given up anything yet.
Chase Mydraw with a home run his last time up in the 7th inning, when the White Sox put up 4 runs. There's a lot of things to like about the White Sox today. What stands out for you so far?
One at bat in a sea of at bats, and it's not anyone that you would think if you were looking at the box score. It was the Murakami ground ball to second base in the 6th inning, because Antonacci led off with a double. At that time was a tie game. And Mooney realized he has to some way get him over to third base at the end of this at bat, at the very least. and he shortened his swing, took a ball pretty much off the ground and grounded it to the right side, which moved along Antonacci. Now at that point, you don't know that Vargas is coming up to hit a 2-run homer. You just know that the winning way to play that situation is to hit the ball to the right side and move the base runner along. And this is one of the team's great sluggers, and he was able to do it on a really tough changeup. This ball is down and away, might have been out of the strike zone, and he's able to do exactly what winning teams do. Move that runner along, make it easier to score from third. That to me stands out above everything else.
Love it. It's the culture that was started back in spring training. Will Venable has ingrained in these young guys what it takes to make the playoffs. They said, we want to get there. He goes, that's cool. Here's the steps you have to take in order to be a winning team.
And they brought in a star. I mean, a 2-time MVP and a guy with 56 home runs in somewhere around 136, 37 games. He was a star from Japan. And you have to know what kind of a guy he is before you make that commitment. It was a 2-year commitment. But coming over here, he came over with at least the advanced scouting report was he's not going to be able to hit many high fastballs. Hasn't turned out to be the case. And you don't know what kind of team guy he's going to be, and it turns out everything you need to know about him was explained in that ground ball to second base.
Liner to right field as Acuna is retired, 1 away. Let's go down to Brooke.
Guys, just to kind of build off of how smart these guys are, there was an interesting visitor in the White Sox clubhouse this past week, and it was Gotham chess Levy Roseman. He's one of the biggest names in the chess world with more than 7 million YouTube subscribers. So Kyle Teal, who's a huge chess fan, actually started a chess club in the clubhouse last year, told me that he just reached out and invited him to stop by. So Levy ended up playing Kyle. You can see he's playing Grant there, Tristan, Drew Romo, and Tyler Schweitzer. Nobody beat him, although Tyler told me Kyle probably gave him the best run for his money. But Levy travels to different clubhouses across the league, and it's actually become a pretty popular pastime around here. Grant said chess is just a great way to challenge yourself mentally and get in the right mindset before a game. And John and Steve, I know you guys play chess as well.
I do enjoy a little chess game, and I saw the chessboard come out for the first time last year in the clubhouse as Kyle Teal really got a lot of the guys involved.
I really find it a fascinating game because on the surface, just like baseball, it looks fairly simplistic. Once you learn how the pieces move, the rest seems easy. Then you get at the grandmaster level and realize just how complex the game is, playing over control of the 4 squares in the middle out of the 64 you have to deal with.
Which city we were on the road? I think it was Kansas City. I was just kind of walking around the downtown area, just exploring a little bit. I think they even had a chess cafe where all the tables just had a chessboard ingrained in the table, and people were just doing homework, doing whatever, playing a game of chess.
There's a lot of downtown areas where you have some of the real good chess players in the city congregate down there, and they play matches with one another.
A little something on the line at times.
Just at times.
Popped up as Pena with the grab. And out number 2 here in this home half of the 8th inning. So Junior Perez, who entered the game as a pinch runner in the 7th, will step into the box for his first at bat here in the 8th. I'm just impressed the way this team has been able to bounce back each and every game. And even though the first 2 games of the series did not go their way, you would never know it by looking at this 3rd game of the series.
Well, I mean, Will said it one of the times that he talked with us about you just play it game by game. You don't have yesterday. Tomorrow hasn't come yet. And so you have to get yourself psyched up and intensely take on each and every day. And it does help when you hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Looks like that magic wand's got some juice back in it. I notice he's been drenching it with water. I got to talk to him and figure out what that's all about. Mike Vassell working his magic. Fastball missing inside. 2 balls and a strike here to Junior Perez. First 2 games of the series, White Sox unable to put up enough runs late in the game. But today scoring 2 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. There goes Mydroth as the pitch is fouled away. All right, play the Sox split 50-50 raffle for your chance to win big. Just a few, actually just 1 inning remaining here to get your tickets. Sale ends when this game goes final. Now you got to be in it to win it. You can play now at whitesox.com/Sox split. It is valid for Illinois residents 18 and over. Steve, 135 grand.
Yeah, good.
Ooh.
Make it quite a weekend.
Can we get it to 150 before this game is over? Let's see if we can push that thing up. Someone will take home a cool 75. Come on now. Keep them coming. Keep it coming. Junior Perez. Deep to left. It is gone. His first at bat of the ball game, and he sets off the fireworks. What an offensive explosion from the White Sox. And the wizard hat is back for Mike Vassell.
4th home run of the day, and Perez waited back just long enough. This is a little slider on the outside corner that disappears over the left field wall.
And it's time now for the line drives, brought to you by Corona. Four home runs by the White Sox. Back it goes. Get out! His second home run of the ball game, and he sets a new career high. 6 runs driven in today.
And it's now a 12-3 game. Gets a high fastball. We were talking about that scouting report, the advanced report, where he couldn't turn on those. He's turning on them.
5 home runs by the White Sox. That ties a season high. White Sox marketing department. We're going to have to start thinking about some more bobbleheads for this man.
Brief conversation on the mound, trying to calm down his young right-hander. So Joshua Miller comes out to have a word. Been quite a day.
Did you catch the moment? Because when Murakami's at the plate, all the phones come out. Well, the humidity doesn't feel so bad after all when the ball's jumping like this.
No. It is a very lively day here.
You know what this means? With this game extended here, more home runs, more of a chance to get in on the 50-50 Sox split. It's up to 139,000 right now. Vargas high in the air to left field. It is DeZenzo waiting on it to come down. And that'll do it for this 8th inning. White Sox add 3 more. Junior Perez goes deep. And then the second one of the day by Murakami.
This one a no-doubter, and what a day. 6 driven in, 50% of the Sox offense by that man.
When you're hurt, you can't afford to wait.
It fly! That was a blast.
And the reemergence of the long ball into the offense has served the Sox well today.
White Sox had just 2 home runs since the All-Star break. Well, they turned that all around today. 5 home runs, tying a season high, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Sox to start this 9th.
Sir Anthony Dominguez comes on. There is one of the men of the hour.
In the air to right field, Braden Montgomery coming in, makes the catch. There is one down. Hey, we got to shout out White Sox fans. We have asked, they have responded. Steve, we asked to see if we could get the Sox split to 150 grand. It is at 148,810. It is getting there.
Plenty of time. 2 outs left.
Come on now.
149 plus.
We're getting close. I know we can do it. 149, 571. And there it is. 150,000. Clap it up for Sox fans. That's what I'm talking about. Fly ball to right. Montgomery has been tested today and up to the challenge each and every time.
He just glides after the ball and makes it look relatively easy.
Did you have fun today?
This was a whale of a day. Yes, it was.
32,581 here on this Sunday afternoon, rising to their feet. And appreciating this offensive explosion.
And I think the offense came back in time because the Yankees come to town for a 4-game series, and those guys can hit a bit.
Allen, the pinch hitter, with the White Sox needing one more out to wrap it up. On the ground, and is Vargas off his glove, so this game will move on.
Miguel comes across as he should, but ball hits the top of the glove and bounds away.
So a base hit for Allen. And another pinch hitter, Christian Vasquez, replacing Yordan Alvarez. Allen takes off for second. White Sox give it to him. Defensive indifference. Hey, let's go White Sox chant. Feels like the crowds just continue to grow and grow as this season has gone on.
Well, they've also been very enthusiastic.
In the heat, on their feet, looking for one more out. Good pitch at 97, strike 2. Sir Anthony Dominguez looking to shut the door on the Astros. 2-2, and the sweeper misses, ball 3. There is plenty of energy here at the rate. 3-2. And we will do it again. If you were thinking of coming out, this is the week to be here as the Yankees come to town for a 4-game set starting tomorrow. 3-2 pitch. Sinker lands. Strike 3 called. White Sox will wrap up the final game of this series against the Astros with a 12-3 win. 5 home run launched.
Plenty of long balls today. The offense came to play, and it comes a better time as the Yankees come into town. So, night game tomorrow. Get your rest anyway. This was entertaining, certainly, and it's nice to see the ball disappear off White Sox bats.
Wow. So with the Guardians' loss and a White Sox win, the lead now stands at 2.5 games in the AL Central.
And 4 in the loss column, and that's the column that counts.
It was a fun one. We appreciate you, as always, for spending your Sunday afternoon with us here on CHSN. For Brooke Fletcher, Connor McKnight, Steve Stone, I'm John Schriffen. Coming up after the break, stay locked in. White Sox Postgame Live, presented by Yingling.
White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you in part by Lexus. Experience amazing. Steinhafels, Chicagoland's furniture and mattress leader. Wintrust, different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. Go White Sox.
Ozzie